Hello, welcome to another episode of Phi Mapping. Today we're going to look at this beetle. This guy right here. Very colorful. And that is a public domain image, Alejandro Santillana. Excellent work. It is a fiery searcher ground beetle. And these are the maps that we're going to use, two different types, the Phi spiral and the Fibonacci line map. Those are the parent geometries that we can find and then extrapolate those into maps. So right off the bat we are going to try and find our main primary phi relationship, which somewhere in here there should be a good rectangle. So right off the bat we can see an obvious rectangle. Two different types here. If we go right up to the, not the full extent, but the mandible, actually the full extent. If we do the full extent, we go right from the tip of those to the outside of the leg. Now there's lots of arbitrary here because it depends how natural this position is for the beetle, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's pretty natural. So that's one from the tip of the, whatever those are, little mandibles. I guess those are the mandibles, are they? But and then if we go to the width of the body, of the back body, the widest part of the body, it's going to do a phi rectangle from just from the back of the head to the bottom of the body. So that's a fairly significant one, actually. So again, it's going to be a bit of a tough color scheme here. Black. Try red. Okay, so that is certainly one phi. Then if we take that and move it up here, where else does that phi fit? What else is it describing? Okay, so it is a little bit doing this. So the same size that was the width of the body is also doing this, which is suggesting that that's a real thing because of where the eye is, basically. I mean, look at that. It's putting this, so that's a phi spiral going in there, right? That's kind of happening there and there. And I'm going to call these eyes. I guess I don't know if they're eyes in the traditional sense or not, but also these legs coming up right on that line, ending there, flexing right at that point. So it depends how the legs move a little bit. One thing that's also certainly clear is that if that's fairly centered right on the body there, that these legs are not the same length at all. That one comes right out to the edge, that one doesn't even come close. Symmetry, nature, symmetry. And that's going to do a bit of a similar thing there. Or it's also possible that this is actually, that the center line is more like that. Anyway. Okay, and I believe that means that the phi spiral is going to work. So let's take the linear version of the phi spiral and put that on here. Go from there to the bottom. Call that red. going to be, that's a primary phi square right there. So what is it showing? That this map is not perfectly aligned. Those two lines should be close. Should be the same, I mean. So take that and put those two together. What happens? Yes. See, that's interesting. See, those lines really, if you center it and then line them up, it overlaps that much. See how that happens? But I think that's necessary. And then it also really just hits home this. Look at that. Look at all those things, man. Look at that, seriously. It's doing that exactly. Put a line right there, put a line there, almost a line there, a line there. That's insane. That one's going directly up there. That's crazy. Those spirals right on that joint. Gosh, do I even need to do anything else? That's hugely successful. Okay, yeah, linear phi spiral map. This beetle is a linear phi map for sure. Let's try the linear Fibonacci map and see if that shows any more. We'll do the exact same thing. Go to the width of the body, right to the bottom of the neck there. And we'll call that red also. Then we'll take another one, same size, rotate it. See if this one, and now in order for these two maps to fit together, they so if they're centered on each other, this is yeah, I think, oh no, maybe it's that. Yeah, it's gotta be that. Yeah, it's gotta be that. In which case, that also, yes, exactly, is lining up. Yeah, it's describing similar things. That's an interesting area there. Something's, does that go lower if it went down to there? No, 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 it wants to be there. I do believe, and that obviously correlates with a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I would say that's it. Look, right in the middle there, right in the middle of his chompers. That's phenomenal. Good lord, beetles, they're phi. So that's both phi. It's phi, it's spiral phi, and it's linear phi. Let's try this map here. This is doing spirals off the linear pattern, linear Fibonacci pattern, but off the center points. You can see this big ant head in there. So if we go from the full body, right from the base of the tail, which is just going to kind of include those legs, and we go right up to the top, possibly have to go even further. Let's go right to the end, because it's doing those spirals out like that. Man, let's go for it. Go right down to the bottom. Let's just do the top part here. I'll go to the width of that. What is that called? That's not the thorax, is it? I almost want those mandibles just to fit right there. So let's say they did. Look at that. Oh, what's going on there? And that means that comes back up to there. And look at that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, those, look at that. They're not the same shape, but they are real close to the same idea. Does the eyes really well. Very cool. Okay, let's wow, what? Let's try the circular one of the same pattern. The same parent pattern. So that's just from the bottom part right to the top of those. It's going to put the center point right there, and that's connecting that point to that point, which are two, no doubt, very. And look at that, it's doing the eyes again. Yeah, if you ever want a video to show people how phi works in nature, this might be a good one. So this is just killing it on every single one. Let's go, if we go to the full extent, or that one anyway, it's going to put it right at the head. See, since those are feelers, it makes more sense that that's included in the rectangle, whereas these could be way out here somewhere, so they're not necessarily as relevant. And it wants to put that circle like right in the middle there. Just like right there, or right there. Oh, that makes sense. That's to the end of the leg, and then these extend just a little bit beyond, just so it can sense things before it comes into its intimate space. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, that one works great too. Now let's actually shrink that way down to the top here. I'll get that width of that middle part. And right on like that. Down like that. Yeah, something is going to describe that color scheme. Yeah, that's putting that, so it's talking about this dynamic completely. Look at that. The big eyes right there, which aren't exactly perfect. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll shut up and you guys can just look. Crazy. Very cool. Let's try this one. This is also a center point curve map. And it may have to do with these somehow. That in particular kind of hammering out at that joint, talking about that joint. A little bit on this one. Weird how those two legs are different. It might be a perspective thing, but they are seriously different. Yeah, not quite as amazing, but definitely all harmonic. Let's try the circle pattern of that one also. So again, from the bottom up to the top of the feet there. Okay, that's two circles then. Doing this Vesca thing, yeah, that traces that perfectly. Yeah, that back part is two circles. Here, we'll do circles in a second. Yeah, I mean, that's it. This beetle is heavily phi, so it's just going to keep doing phi in every incarnation. Okay, let's take this circle. This is 4 scales of phi all together, centered on each other. So if we make the first scale the back, the abdomen, and that makes the second circle. So that's one of the major phi relationships right there. That's where you're getting that primary phi rectangle from. And this one would be the head. Yeah, right, exactly. And this one would be that. Because phi always fits into itself like that. So that's a pretty major one. And then we can imagine that this one is in fact that one plus this one. Let's go down another level here. We'll go 61.8%. So this is going to be our 5th level of phi, which is going to fit yet again in there. And then guess what the 6th level of phi is going to do. Now taking bets on where this one's going to fit. Betting is closed. Yeah, exactly. That one also is going to fit on the eye very well. So all these circles are directly related. And I'll take this circle and move it to the center so it's actually just on the edge of that Vesca Pisces created by those two. It's doing something a little bit like that. This one, yeah, maybe going in there, but not necessarily. Where else do those go? That. And that. That. Well, Here's an exercise. Sorry. Yeah, so I mean just riddled with phi. Take that again. Let's do those circles again, and try and get some of these increments, because these legs must be phi also. They've just got to be. Take that, scale it to that one. Not quite, eh? And not quite. But that one fits there well. Yeah, so if we just fudge a little bit. Right, and then this one was that one, which means that it must also be basically the same scales we had before on the eyes, yeah. So yeah, that one, and that one. This one now is also that one. And if we make this bigger, we increase it by 161.8% once. And we do that again, 161.8%. Not yet. Maybe that leg is not. Do it one more time, 161.8%. Yeah, well, if you do it like that. See, circles are interesting because you can get all these sort of micro dimensions from them. They're a lot more forgiving than squares. But that's interesting that it hits that circle right there, and also that one, and well, it's touching just the edge of that. I mean, it doesn't make any sense in terms of the shape of the leg, but I don't know. But that circle also is approximately that radius right there, which is also approximately that distance between the legs, and that distance between the legs, which is the same as this ultimate dimension. So possibly that's, yeah, likes these circles a lot. Tons of phi. Let's try. Yeah, we did that one already. Try the tri-spiral, but I believe that this is good. I think I am satisfied that this beetle is heavily phi. In terms of phi in nature, this beetle is definitely it. Yep, not exceptional. Let's try the phi spiral map one more, or we could try the center-based spiral map, which is just slightly different than the traditional phi map. It's doing that point there. Go all the way up. Oh. No, it's not exact, eh? but getting pretty close. There's a bunch of stuff happening there. Yeah, that right on those joints again, right through that joint, up the body. Yep, yeah, that one works too. That one also works. The inverse of the phi spiral. Let's try that. And then we should be good. Yeah, I'll do the whole bug here. I'd like to describe some of those color patterns. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. 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 What else? Let's try one of these. Guys here. Yeah, doing those mandibles. Okay. I mean, those are so heart-shaped there that I think they must be this one again. Let's take this one more time. Over here. Rotate it. A little bit. A little bit. I mean, those are circles also. Yeah, I mean, a circle, I guess, technically would describe that better. Let's just go on the green part. Focus right in on the green here. Then if we take that one, the same size, turn it upright, we get this, just basically as wide as the eyes are. would be a square, I believe. Or that would be a square there, sorry. So yeah, no. Is that right? I forget. Well, I can tell you right now. Yeah, the square would come just to the top there, right about there. Yeah, so that would be a square. So talking about that really well, I mean, like, look at this. Look how that comes right in the eye there. Creates that center point. Crazy, man. Oh, there's one too. So we take that same relationship, which would have made a square if they were both horizontal, but we take that vertical one, and it gets a little offset, but it puts that eye right there, or a little off square. If we adjust that ever so slightly, yeah, it wants to put those eyes right in between there. That's funny. Then puts this, yeah. Okay, well, there you go. That was, I would say, the best one yet. This beetle is definitely Phi. Great picture, Alejandro. A little fiery ground beetle. Excellent. Okay. Thank you very much, folks. Hope you will join us on the next one, and hopefully it will turn out just as well. Have a great day out there. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.